I'm telling you right now, this video is going to get demonetized. So get your bits and pieces in order. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, contribute to the channel. The link, Cash App, PayPal, pinned to the top of the stream. You got the super chat button. You got everything you need right there. This video is not going to stay monetized because I got to say what I got to say. I got to keep it real, straight up. The video footage has been released by a Texas judge of the Karmelo Anthony stabbing. Okay? And I held off on saying this before I was actually able to visually see for myself what happened. But now that I've seen the footage, I have two definitive statements to make. One, Karmelo Anthony is an absolute coward. He's a straight bitch, as we say in the black community, because, you know, we like to be candid and talk. We like to say it with our chest, you know what I'm saying? In our community, this is what you refer to as a bitch, straight up. Here's the second statement. 97% of black men cannot fight. They cannot fight. And it has led to exactly what you saw in the video, to things like what you're going to see in this video. 97% of black men cannot fight. 97% of black men entertain a cowardly mindset when it comes to having physical altercations with other people, and it has directly led to this YN switch Glock murderous culture that has overtaken black communities. Let's get straight to this video right now, because they told us that this boy got jumped and some more stuff, and I'm looking at the video and I'm not seeing nobody getting jumped. I'm not seeing 4 or 5 big ass 200-pound white boys jumping on little old 122-pound soaking wet Karmelo Anthony. I'm not seeing none of that. I'm seeing a vicious murderer stab somebody and then run away like a common thief after stealing someone's life. Let's get into this right here. I wish I could make this a bit bigger for y'all, but we're gonna look at it here. Then I'm gonna also look at it on Devory Darkin's page too, because bro seems to have the clearest video that I've seen thus far. Let's look at this, y'all. And when you look at this video, it ain't really about what you see, because the stabbing happens under the tent. It's really about what you don't see, which is all the boys jumping on Karmelo, beating on him. Woo, 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 woo. So I believe this is Karmelo with the hoodie at the bottom left. And then right where the M is, he comes out at the top, right there. This right here is where he stabs. This is right after he stabbed Austin Metcalf. So he comes from under their tent, stabbed the boy under his tent, right? And let's see what he does. Hey, that boy has some wheels on him. But why didn't he use those wheels to run his ass up from under those people's tent when they asked him to? It's so crazy that Karmelo was ready to kill rather than be in the rain, because remember they say he ran away because he was in the rain, right? He didn't want to be in the rain, right? Look at all these damn people standing in the rain, no problem. If you believe Karmelo Anthony went under that tent because he didn't want to get wet from the rain, you are a damn fool. Come over here to California so I can slap the shit out of you. There are tons of people standing up outside of that tent just fine. They ain't running. They not, oh my God, it's raining. They are standing outside that tent. If you believe, exactly, that's what they lied and said. These people lie so much. They lie so much that they will convince you of things that you know are not true with the lies that they tell. Oh, it was raining. He was trying to avoid the rain. At some point it might have rained, but at that point it's not raining. All I see is a thug running away from the scene of a crime after he viciously stabbed somebody through the heart. But you guys got dudes like Tariq Nasheed and all these Willie D and these liars. Oh, he's innocent. He was getting jumped on. Guys, let's go back to the beginning of the video. These white boys chased bro down, but they chased bro down because he murdered their friend. There was nobody jumping on this boy. This boy was asked to leave from up under their tent, didn't want to, was a coward, didn't want to throw the hands, didn't want to resort to fisticuffs, and because he's a coward, he chose to become a vicious murderer, right? Take somebody's life by impaling them through the heart with a knife and then run away like a common thief. If he felt he didn't do nothing wrong, why didn't he just stand there? People talk about stand your ground law, stand your ground law. Listen, let me tell you something. If I'm the guy with the weapon and I just murdered somebody so I wouldn't have to run away, I ain't going to kill him and then run away. Because if I had the opportunity to flee, I would have done that in the very beginning. If what I really was operating in the interest of was my safety. See, people want you to believe, hey, you could just murder somebody if they touch you. No, it is justifiable to take someone's life if your life is under threat. But if you have the opportunity to run away in a state like California, you must take advantage of that opportunity. There is no stand your ground law. But if you are in a state where there is a stand your ground law and you choose to stand your ground and kill as opposed to flee, why are you running after you've done it? Why are you running after you've done it? And if you did that and it was because 4 big white boys was jumping on you, why didn't you stay there and say, hey, if one of you guys come up on me, you're going to get it again. You're going to get it again. See, black folks are mad right now in my comments because every single lie that they hung on to when they were sending these people their damn money has been debunked. A lot of black folks can't be real about the situation because their ego is so closely connected to ignorance and degeneracy that if you dare call it out, they feel like you've personally attacked them. If I'm not a vicious, bloodthirsty killer, why would I be mad that you calling somebody else a bloodthirsty killer? I wouldn't do what Karmelo Anthony did. I would rather just fight. When I was in high school, I would rather just fight. A person who never had a fight before would rather just fight as opposed to impaling somebody through their heart at a track meet in which they are a participant. What person wakes up and says, I'm going to go to the track meet to run in the race, but let me bring my knife with me just in case somebody mess with me? Bro, this is a degenerate mentality. This is a degenerate mentality. But like I'm telling you, 97% of black men are cowards and they don't know how to fight because they've fallen in love with this idea of being able to pull a switch on somebody and kill them. That's what's going on. You go look at Chicago, you go look at LA, you go look at New York, you go look at Jackson, Mississippi. Go look at Memphis, Tennessee. You don't got black dudes in the street fighting and squabbling. You got black dudes in the street gunning each other down over the pettiest offense. Go to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Go to New Orleans, Louisiana. You got dudes gunning each other down over frivolous arguments at the barbershop. You don't do that if you're not afraid to fight. You don't do that if you're not afraid to mix it up. I'm someone who trains to fight daily. Why am I doing that? That's with the understanding that if someone else is not a coward and they come at me and we get into a physical altercation, I am able to handle myself and try to come out on top, from the skills that I'm working on every single day. And I have friends who do that. But see, this is not like the old school where people used to use these and let it be settled right then and there. These dudes now are murderous. And they're not even murderous because they feel under threat of being murdered. Because if someone's running around with a switch and they trying to switch you down and you like, I got to switch them down, I understand that. But when you got a knife operating like a dark-skinned version of Michael Myers at a school event, impelling people through the heart, a dude who said based on the 23 witnesses, bro, I'm not going to fight you at a track meet. You are just a coward, and you are a reflection of the cowardly culture of black men that is prevailing in America right now. These black men won't even speak out against something that is obviously wrong. I'm in several groups with other black men. I have black men who are lawyers, doctors, all that in these groups I'm in. These cowards are literally trying to justify what Karmelo Anthony did, but would never even allow their children to attend a school where kids like Karmelo Anthony attend. This is cowardice. If you say, hey, it's okay for somebody to murder somebody if they push them, you a coward. Your mama told you when you went to school, when you was in kindergarten, if somebody hit you, what you do? Hit them back. Somebody push you, what you do? Push them back. Your mother never told you if someone push you or touch you, go above and beyond what is required to defend yourself or stand your ground and murder that person in cold blood after threatening them. And like I told people before, it's not about what you can see, it's about what you can't see. What you can't see is what you can see is Karmelo fleeing like a coward. What you don't see is that he's not being jumped. You can see that you don't see anybody running up. If someone's getting jumped, this is high school. Kids are going to close in on that fast so they could watch and see what's happening. We live in the age of cell phones. Ain't nobody got jumped at a school event and it ain't got recorded since 2000 and I would say 2009. Maybe the last time somebody got jumped and it didn't get caught on camera was 2008 or 9. These kids are fast as hell with these phones. They already live streaming. They already got their phone geared up so they can catch something if it happened in a spur of the moment. We live in a very transparent society. But black folks hung on to this. He got jumped, knowing good and damn well this boy didn't get jumped. Then they cling to this lie, well, Austin Metcalf was 250 pounds and all this shit. Austin Metcalf was 200 pounds. Karmelo Anthony was 160 pounds according to Max Prep. Bro, you 40 pounds different. But that type of disparity in high school is normal. Some kids are bigger than other kids. And if you went to high school like I did, I saw big old Samoans get their ass beat by little tiny dudes. Samoans weighing 300, 315, getting whooped up by kids that weighed 185 pounds. So in high school, it's not even about weight. It's really just about how much tenacity you have. And Karmelo Anthony had more tenacity than anybody because he was willing to kill. But Karmelo didn't kill because he's just a vicious dude who's ready to just, do whatever. He's a hard ass. He killed because he was a coward. He killed because he didn't want to walk away. Oh, they surrounded him. Man, if they surrounded this boy and he couldn't leave, how the hell did he? And look, let me tell you this. If somebody beating on you, right? If somebody beating on you and then you kill one of their friends, do you think they're going to just stop beating on you and say, oh God, he killed Jimmy and let you run away? They're going to beat on you even harder because you've hurt one of theirs. This boy you want me to tell you, you are trying to tell me, that the same kids who stood around and didn't do nothing to Karmelo Anthony after he stabbed their friend through the chest were jumping him? Impelling their friend through the heart was a reason for them to jump on you, and they didn't even jump on you. So when the kids say, well, Austin said, I'm not gonna, when the kids said, Austin said, bro, I'm not gonna fight you at the track meet, I believe it. When they say, hey, the kids in Frisco, Texas ain't built like that, I believe it. Because believe me, if you were in Long Beach, California and stabbed one of my friends in the heart at a track meet when I was in high school, you would have been dead. You would have been dead. Because I'm sure it was many people carrying guns to school. Many people with knives at school. Ironically, we never shot anybody at school or stabbed anybody at school. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not speaking as a perfect person, but I did carry a gun to school when I was in high school because I was in a gang and we had gang beef with Hispanics. And they was jumping people right when you walk out of school. You had to walk through their gang hood to get to the bus stop to go home. But I managed to never shoot anyone. And I damn sure managed to never shoot anyone on campus. So tell me, if I could carry a gun to school, never shoot anyone on campus or at all, going home from school, and I'm dealing with a gang situation where Hispanic gang members, what they call Mexican mafia linked gang members, are literally coming, grown adult men are coming into my school during school hours attempting to harm black students, right? We managed to never shoot or kill anyone on campus, even though some of us had guns. You're telling me that we could go through all that without killing anyone or stabbing anyone through the heart, but this boy couldn't get through a track meet with a disagreement over a few white kids without stabbing or impaling this boy through the chest? See, you got to understand that the position I'm coming from is not the position of, oh my God, Karmelo Anthony is just, he's such a vicious black kid. No, the position I'm coming from is I've been in a real situation that required weapons to be carried. And I managed not to use my weapon to kill anybody at school or at an event. But you somehow couldn't do that even though you were in a situation where none of that was required. Are white gangs marauding the streets of Frisco, Texas, attacking young black individuals at track meets? No, they're not. East side, west side, north side, and south side. Well, no, there's not no south side. East side, west side, north side, Longeros, nigger K gang member. This is what they say. We NK. We're nigger killers. That's what they say. Yes, they are marauding. They were, especially back then, they were marauding the streets of Long Beach, looking for black people to kill every single day and night. So if I carried a gun to school to get to school from home and home from school, that was understandable. Yet I still managed to not ever have to kill anybody. That's what pisses me off about the situation with Karmelo. This boy was not, and let me tell you something. When you try to stick up for dudes like this, you minimize, you disrespect people who really do have to take a life in defense of their own. You water down what it means to defend yourself. That's the issue. That's the issue. Karmelo had no extenuating circumstances that require him to carry a gun. There's nobody in Frisco, Texas who like, yeah, man, it's real out here. Dude just happened to carry guns and woo, woo, woo. Because if you were really in a bad situation, and I'm going to give you the kicker. If Karmelo was really in a bad situation like that, when he tried to pull a knife, somebody would have shot him with a gun. That's what happens in schools in the inner city, like LA and stuff. You think you're going to stab somebody, but there's a kid with a gun at the school. So you're bringing a knife to a gunfight. This guy just murdered, bro. And we're looking at the footage right now that proves it. He just murdered him and then ran away like a coward. I'm watching it again. This guy, at this point, I think he should have got the 99 years. He kills this boy, tries to throw the knife, then just starts running. Look, fell, almost busted his ass trying to run. Oh, he's trying to get out the rain. All these folks standing right out in the open. It wasn't no rain. That was a lie. That was a blatant freaking lie. This boy was not trying to get out of no rain. And he really running. He's not even running to someone who's in charge. Like, hey, this or that just happened. You know, they was jumping me. None of that. None of that. And now what black people gonna do is they're gonna start insulting people for seeing the truth. Because in the mind of many in the black community, if you see the truth and tell the truth, you are now the enemy more so than Karmelo. They are like when, remember in the Bible, when the Jews, they asked them, who do you want? Jesus, who's done nothing, or this criminal Barabbas, who's a thief and a murderer? Give us Barabbas. Many in the black community are okay with living next door to murderers and killers and criminals if they are allowed to remain living in this fantasy land in their mind where they think that there's honor among thieves and murderers. My granny used to tell me, if you lie, you'll kill. I mean, yeah, they say if you lie, my grandma used to say, if you lie, you'll steal. And if you'll steal, you'll kill. And I'm telling you right here today, I believe Karmelo Anthony was under that tent trying to steal. I think he was a thief. I think he's a liar and a thief who took the next step of the evolution of a degenerate into becoming a murderer. That's what I believe. Because you're going to tell me that you was getting viciously jumped and beat, but still had the time to pull out a knife and stab somebody. And just this white boy who was chasing him just stopped. And then the white kid said, well, we followed him. We followed him because we wanted to record him. We followed him because we wanted to make sure he didn't get away before the police got there. That's crazy. And somebody said, you had a gun, but I didn't kill nobody. Because when I carried a gun, I had the emotional intelligence. And I wasn't an absolute coward. See, just because you have a weapon don't mean you got to use it. If you're not a coward, if someone's like, hey, I want to fight you, you say, you know what? The gun has nothing to do with it. The knife has nothing to do with it. This person want to go right here, man to man. And you do that. You do that. You understand? But a coward says, someone says, I want to fight you. And you say, I'm going to pull out my gun and shoot you. I had a friend who died. Him and the guy was supposed to fight in the alley. Dude agreed to fight him and all that. The dude pulls out a gun and kills him. That's called a coward. But I'm telling y'all, look in the comments right beneath you. You have black people who know that what I'm saying is true, saying, that's dumb. That's dumb logic. Woo. The same black people that if they won the lottery today would immediately move out of the violent black communities that they live in right now. 100%. They would leave. What do black people do when they get money? They leave the black community. But constantly trying to tell everybody else, nah, it's good for you to stay there and everything going on there is cool. No, it's not cool. It's not cool. I had a dude tell me, if somebody mess with you, you got a right to do whatever. You could kill them, whatever. There's a movie called Friday. There's a movie that is a classic movie, right? It's called Friday. And there's a guy in there named Pops, played by John Witherspoon. And hold on, I want to pull up this so you guys get some reference on this. So there's a movie called Friday, and there's a scene in the movie. Now we not gonna play the scene, obviously, because we ain't got no license or nothing like that for it. But in this movie, this scene, he said the father tells the son, he said, these days, the problem with y'all kids these days, y'all scared to take an ass whooping. He said, you a bunch of punks. That's like a coward. You a punk. He said, back in my day, we use these. This will make you a man. You win some, you lose some. Now let me say this to you. Let me preach this to you. Every black person living has seen that movie. Maybe some of the younger generation never seen that movie, but everybody who black over the age of 30 have seen that movie. So you gonna tell me, black folks, watch this movie, watch this scene. It was a father stopping a son from taking a gun out to kill somebody who just wanted to fight him, right? But the same black people who grew up in a generation where we all watch this movie will sit here and try to justify what Karmelo Anthony did. But we'll watch a scene like this and be like, yep, that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm telling you, black people, there is a pandemic within the black community, right? Of contradictory thinking. It's literally called cognitive dissonance. That's the proper term for it. Cognitive dissonance, where you try to entertain two opposing ideas or opinions at the same time. Black people are literally fighting this in their minds right now. On one side of their brain, they saying this: if I beat somebody up in a fist fight, I'm tough, and that makes me a man, and that makes me an alpha, on one side. On the other side, they trying to convince themselves, if I murder somebody for touching me, that also makes me an alpha. That's black folks. Cognitive dissonance. No, if you murder someone who touched you, who wanted to fight you with a fist, you are a coward. If you murder someone who simply asked you to move under their tent and said they would not fight you at a track meet, you are a vicious, degenerate murderer who deserves to spend the rest of your life in prison, if not receive the death penalty. That is why Karmelo is a vicious killer. He didn't kill a young white boy who wanted to fight him, who was challenging him and provoking him, but wanted to fight with fists, and he went above and beyond and used a knife. That wasn't what this was. This man killed someone who simply asked him to move to his tent and made it clear, according to the 23 witnesses, that he did not wish to engage in violence with him. He made it clear he didn't want to do that. Karmelo is a thug. Karmelo is a thug. He's a sociopath. This guy is a killer. He's Michael Myers. He killed someone who didn't even want to fight him. This is 100% the truth. All Gas No Break said they should give him more time at the pill. I believe it. I believe it. Because now that I'm seeing what I'm seeing, it's very clear that Karmelo just murdered this dude in cold blood, and it was premeditated. Trust me, when you kill out of like reaction, you don't run away. You're stunned. When Rick Chow killed that boy, Rick Chow didn't run. He tried to give the boy mouth to mouth. They said the boy Cyrus Belton, they said bro was throwing up in Rick Chow's mouth as Rick Chow was trying to give him CPR, and Rick Chow continued to try to give him CPR. That's what somebody who do something that they didn't want to do does. Damn, I didn't want to have to do that. Damn, I did it, but I didn't want to have to do that. So let me go try to see if I could save this guy's life, right? That's not what Karmelo did. Karmelo ran away like a common thief, like a common thug. It's pathetic. It's 1,000% pathetic. But everybody's saying, "Oh, you tap dance, you did." Hey, man, link is in the comments. Link is in the comments. That's the beauty of this channel. I put the link in the comments. Come up. Come up. You got so much smoke for me for telling the truth. Come up. But guys, I'm telling you, they never come up. They never come up because black folks know that what I'm saying is true. They can't admit it. They can't admit it because we have a culture of dishonesty in our community. We have a culture of hypocrisy and dishonesty in our community, so they can't admit it. But behind closed doors, they'll admit, yeah, he was wrong. They'll admit it behind closed doors only. Yeah, he ran because he murdered somebody. If I stabbed you and it was righteous, I'm not running. Why would I run? Why would I run? I did what I had to do. Look, man. Like I said, black folks know that what I'm saying is true. They're mad. They will be mad at me because I won't lie to make them feel better. If you like lies, go watch Tariq Nasheed. If you like lies, go watch Willie D. Go watch whoever you watch to lie to you. I'm not lying to you. A lot of things I held back from saying before, but now that I've witnessed the video footage, Karmelo Anthony murdered him. And it was premeditated too. You're cooning. Look, I love black people because because black Americans, black people, period, black America is the only community in this country where if you want to live in a safe neighborhood, you're a traitor to your race. Black America is the only community where if you want your kids to be able to go to school without being under the risk of getting shot or killed, you're a traitor to your race. Black America is the only community in America that made music for 40 years talking about, man, I'm trying to grind to get up out the hood. And then after it was all said and done, lied about the conditions of the hood that there's a documented record of. There's a documented musical record made by blacks that outlined clearly the conditions that black people suffer under in the hood. Violence, murder, drug addiction, prostitution, sex crimes, all that. We have a 40-year documented history of this in the form of music. But if I get on this stream today and say the same thing that is said in that music, I am a traitor to my race and I'm lying. What was Jay-Z saying in all his music? What was DMX saying in all his music? What was Nas saying in the Tupac? They was talking, we got to make it out the hood, man. The hood, the hood ain't no good. They were telling you. And it's still that way, right? But black folks gonna argue up and down. No, what we said ain't really what it was. So y'all was lying. No, we wasn't lying. But you're telling me that what you've been saying for 40 years ain't true. And a lot of black people made it out the hood. We were successful in that. But we were too successful. We were so successful in getting out the hood that degenerates like Karmelo Anthony and his parents were able to get out the hood. And they took the degeneracy on the road with them. They left Baton Rouge, Louisiana, moved to Frisco, Texas, just to viciously murder that boy, Austin Metcalf. Why did you leave your shithole just to come and bring your violent, degenerate mindset somewhere else? Those people were doing just fine before Karmelo Anthony family moved to Frisco, Texas. Now y'all come, now we done lost a son. Austin Metcalf was none of these things that black Americans are accusing him of being before Karmelo Thug Anthony dared to step foot into the city limits of Frisco, Texas. Ain't that crazy? Ain't it crazy that as soon as black people enter a situation, everybody become racist? Well, you didn't have to come here. Why did you come to live among racists if you were so scared of racism? Nobody begged them to come to Frisco, Texas. They came there willingly. And now that they've murdered, they're telling the truth, and every other citizen in the city limits of Frisco, Texas is a liar. Oh, trust me, I'm telling the truth. But all 20,000, 100,000 people who live here, they all lying. They racist. The courts are racist, but we ask the racist courts to give us a racist attorney to save our son from doing time in prison. It's just all lies, guys. And somebody has to speak the truth. Somebody has to show the world that black America is not totally gone mentally when it comes to our affinity for violence and degeneracy. I'm sorry. Because I got kids that I have to send out into the world. And this type of shit right here precedes them. Our ignorance precedes them. So that people in the world look at us a certain way because of the things that they're witnessing online. Body cams and the internet were the worst thing that ever happened to black people. Because it exposed just how degenerate and violent and ignorant we can be. But we're trying to change that. We're trying to use it to show people, no, there are those among us who see the same bullcrap y'all see. And we call it out and we stand on business. We just got a bunch of ignorant, low-minded people in our community who people who know better make excuses for because of shit like slavery. Go ahead, L.A. Barry. How you doing, brother?
What they do? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
For the first time in a long time, I agree with you, right? When this situation actually happened, I was living in Dallas.
Yeah.
And the irony of this whole thing, if you know anything about Frisco, Texas is a upper middle class area, right? But
Mhm.
ironically, Dallas County has one of the few upper middle class majority black neighborhoods, and it's called DeSoto, Texas, right?
Okay.
Anyone can Google this, Desoto. And what's odd to me is you have black people like Carmelo Anthony's parents who would move to a white enclave instead of moving somewhere like Grapevine, DeSoto, Lancaster. You have all of these majority black areas that are just as affluent as Frisco, but you'll move out to Frisco with that, which is totally white. It's like 2% black, and then cry racism when something doesn't go your way, right? And we see this all the time. These children who move from the hood to these predominantly white areas, they move with that hood mentality, right? You would think that they would say, "Oh man, I'm not in the hood no more. I can relax. I could be a kid. I could just live my life. I don't have to be tough all the time. I don't have to join a gang." Instead, they go there and they accentuate all of those negative attributes of black hood life because the white kids kind of like look at them like ooh, you're from Baton Rouge. Do you know NBA YoungBoy? Do you know Boosie? Like they'll glorify them. They might have been a nerd in the hood, but they'll go out to these white suburban areas, and then all of a sudden they become like the hood star, right? Oh
Right.
yeah, I was running with this gang, and yeah, that's how we do it back in the BR,
They probably left Baton Rouge because he was getting bullied.
right? Exactly, right. So you
They
move
probably
to these
left because of that.
all white neighborhoods. Now you become the token black guy who's from the hood, and
The,
you
the
keep it
token
real.
tough guy.
Exactly, right. So
Yeah.
you want to go where you want to go, and you want to throw your weight around, right?
Yeah.
But this white boy was probably from another school and didn't know about him and his whole BR NBA young boy, routine, right? So he was
Right.
probably like, "Man, get your ass up out of here! What you doing over here?"
Like, bro, you know you ain't supposed to be over here. Ain't
Yeah,
no sporting event I ever seen where the member of the rival team get to come and sit up under the tent of the rival. No way.
bruh, fuck the tent. When I was in high school, when we were playing against another team, they had a side of the stadium that they would be on, right? They would tell you this the visitor side, this the home side. And if you know, like I know, you don't dare take your ass over to the visitor side,
You do
right?
not do that.
If you go over to
Even if you a parent and try to sit over there and be like, oh, that's y'all side over there.
yeah, if you go, especially as a kid, if you go over to the opposing team side, fuck a tent. If you go over to where they side is at, it's
You
up. You
just
liable
if you get your ass whooped, the people from your side gonna say you knew you should have never had your ass over there.
exactly. They
They,
go like,
they
what
not
you
gonna,
what you was doing over there, right? So
bro.
this
Go
what it
ahead.
is. This what it is. What black people are trying to do, right? I'm not even going to engage in this disingenuous conversation. What black people are trying to do is just troll white folk, right? Because they perceive all of these killings, the crazy crackhead on the train, and they look at all of these racial or racialized killings, and they say, well, the white people get away with it, so we want our opportunity to murder someone and get away with it, right?
Right.
So they're not looking at the facts of the case, right? They're arguing from the bitter baby mama perspective, right? Our culture has been baby mama sized. All of the um, irrational and illogical behavior that baby mamas have, they have poured into their children. And now we're seeing a generation of just baby mama minded Negroes, right?
Emotionally, hey, young men with no emotional intelligence and no emotional control.
Exactly. And if you look at anyone, if you look at these Carmelo and Anthony protests, it's mostly black women, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all about trolling white people. It's all about saying, hey, you guys do it to us, so now we're going to get to do it to you. But the only question I want to ask black people is, bro, we're only 14% of the population, and we're 0% of the power and resources, right? So if we're gonna do this shit, right, where they kill one of us and then their side all rides with the killer, and we kill one of them and our side rides, all that's gonna leave is a bunch of free white people and some dead niggas, right? Because we don't have the power to put people in jail when we want to. So
No,
what is where does this end up? All of this trolling and I bet you he won't put no hands on nobody again, and he should have killed the brother too. Okay, that's cool. You want to troll white people, you want to make them feel bad, whatever. But
no,
where does this end?
it's the same reason black people sympathize with Iran against the United States. Because Iran, like, they know they don't have no ability to fight against the United States, but they going to just keep selling wolf tickets so that when they get punched in the mouth, they could play the victim. That's the same thing black people do. That's why I told you, black people have that same third world mindset. I'm going to just keep talking shit, and then when they finally get fed up with me and punch me, I'm going to scream and holler victim. It's so crazy to me. This is black folks. All white people are racist, right? The police are racist. The police is the KKK. Soon as they get into it with racist white people, who they call?
They call the police.
Racist police.
They call
You call the racist police to come and handle the white racists that's standing up for, quote unquote, white racists that's standing up for themselves against you.
Bro,
Same-
Negroes are so dumb. They call the police on the police. A nigga be arguing with the police and will call the police on the
Yes.
police.
Yes.
Right?
I
That's
saw
how
a
much
video
they
that-
believe in the system.
I saw a video the other day. Lady said, call your supervisor. He said, I am the supervisor. Well, call the other, whoever's over you. He's like, there's no one like in the office right now that's over me. That black folks have zero respect for authority unless the authority is coming to be on their side without, no matter how baseless the claims that are being made may be.
But here's the thing I don't understand about
It's a
black
game. It's a stupid game that never ends the way that black folks want it to end. Go ahead.
you touched on it earlier, right? You said if 99% of black people won the lottery tomorrow, they're gonna move to the whitest enclave they can find.
100%.
Right? I know niggas who brag about being the only black family in their neighborhood.
Oh, all day.
Right? So I don't understand where does this, because it's fake. Like if black people really hated white people, right, then I could go along with it. Most black people are the only race of people. If you look on any podcast, black people are the only race of people who talk about dating outside of their race as a solution to their dating problems, right? No Asians, no Hispanics, nobody. They might talk about dating outside of their race because they just like to dibble and dabble.
Right.
But black people talk about it as a solution. Like, hey, I can't find nobody want to treat me right, so I'm going to start dating white people. Right? Now, these are the same people who want to tell you how evil white people are, how much they oppress you, but yet somehow that's the solution to your dating woes.
You want to
right?
date them, you want to move into their neighborhood, you want to work up in their job. Damn, for someone who's so racist and doesn't
You
like
wanna-
you
want to
sure
go to
do
their
want to be in.
colleges. You
Bro,
want to go
let
to
me-
their colleges.
Let me tell you how I know for a fact. This is the one thing that shuts every argument that black people make about white people down. Name one group of people on earth who got bit by dogs, lynched, shot with water hoses, bust upside their head with bricks, assaulted, brutalized, all in the name of being able to go into an establishment with a white person and eat food sit next to him. There's no other group of people on earth who would endure that type of physical abuse just to sit down next to somebody who despises them.
Man, think about this, right?
We're mad because white people accept black people. We're mad because white people won't accept black degeneracy. That's the issue. Go ahead.
When you think about the Ruby Bridges, I don't know if you ever seen that picture of that little black girl.
Oh, yeah.
The Norman
Bussin'.
Rockwell picture. Yeah, she's going to school. Little sweet little black girl, and she's surrounded by federal agents, right?
Yeah.
And I look at that picture, and the first thing that goes through my mind is, what kind of father do you have to be to send your daughter somewhere where she needs federal agents to protect her, right?
Right.
I would withdraw my daughter from school altogether and just homeschool her.
We'll
If the threat, if she was going into an environment that was so dangerous, she needed federal agents to protect her, fuck school, fuck the white people, fuck all that, right? She's not going,
Why?
right?
Listen. Why are you surprised by that? Black people will go in an abortion clinic and eradicate their uterus just for the acceptance of white people.
But this is
I don't have I understand why black people will put their children in harm's way to gain the favor of white people. Well, that's what we're looking for. We're the dog that wants the pat on the head.
I saw a black family in
But
Philadelphia move into an all-white neighborhood, right? And every day the dude was driving home, people were beating him up, people were not beating on his car. The police had to be there. And I'm like, why would you move into that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you move into that neighborhood, right? Who would want to move into a neighborhood where everybody hates you and everybody trying to beat you up, right? This is the dual-mindedness of black people. We talk out of both sides of our mouth. We claim we hate white people. We claim that they're so oppressive, they treat us so bad. But at every turn, we all up their ass. We all up under their nutsack. We love to be around them. We name our kids the whitest names we can find.
Brandon.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I haven't. The names have gotten worse. You got black people out here naming their children Chandler, Tyler. You know,
man, the names is killing me. Chad and shit. Hey, Skylar. Like, what
Mackenzie,
the hell?
I know a black chick named her daughter Mackenzie. Like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Right?
Hey, bro.
And these same niggas are swear blind that they don't like nothing white.
Austin.
Oh, my God. Oh, Lord Jesus. And they swear to God they don't like white folk. But I just want you to listen. If you want to be this militant Negro who hates white folk and you want to be on the fake Dr. Umar shit, I'm down, right? So let's build our own infrastructure, right? Let's everybody move back to the South. Let's take over certain states. Let's control the legislator. Let's pass our own laws. Let's control our own economy and our own environment if you really don't like white folk. But don't sit up here and cry your black man blues to me about how much the whitey is so mean to you. And as minute you get a couple dollars, you go move up under whitey, send your kid to an entirely white school, and then name your kids Lincoln. Like, don't do it.
Let me say this. I'm gonna tell you this. This is a deep one. So get your pen and paper. I'm gonna give y'all 12 seconds to get y'all pen and paper. Let me explain it to y'all. A slave does not want freedom. A slave wants nothing more than a slave to call his own. The black people lied when they told white people they wanted equality. Mm-hmm. Black people didn't buy into civil rights, under Martin Luther King because they wanted equality. Black people said equality so they could get into the good graces of white folks so that they can get in a position to turn on white folks and subjugate white people in the way that white people once subjugated us. That's what black people want. All the white people watching this, I'm telling you something. Do not believe it when black people be talking about equality and love. No, not these ignorants, right? They're mad because they thought that Martin Luther King was going to lead them into equality, past equality, into dominance over the whites who dominated over them. And when they got in and they realized, dang, they will let us in. They will let us have the same opportunities that they have, but they're not going to let our degenerate aspects of our culture overtake their culture that is responsible for building America into what it is today. And that's why we're mad. Because, look, I'm going to give you a prime example. When black people get mad, what do? They burn down their own neighborhood. Black people get mad and internalize the pain and we destroy ourselves. Now that we've entered into common society and we are like sharing spaces with whites, when we get mad, we want to operate the way we operate in our community by being destructive. And white people are like, nah, we can't let you do that, dog. Like, we got to go to the pharmacy to get our prescriptions. We can't let you burn down the grocery stores. We go there for food. Now black people are angry and got retroactive. They got buyer's remorse now because they bought in, because they were allowed in and they walked into a society where hyper emotionalism is not accepted as an excuse for self destruction. Now, if you live in a white neighborhood, if you burn down the post office, white folks can't send their mail or receive their mail either. Now you can't do that. That's why they let you have the hood so you can just do it however you want. But once you got enough to get out the hood, you left, but thought you was gonna drag that ignorant, self-destructive hood mentality into their space. It ain't happening. And so we pissy because we can't just do whatever we want to do. That's just, I mean, black people need to really just look at they need to accept the facts. These white folks are not handing over their society to a bunch of hyper emotional black people who can't even control themselves enough to not destroy their own community. They're just not. Go ahead, KP from the KC.
You know what? The through line to that statement that you just made is this. This case was nothing but the same thing you see in a black nightclub. See, they just thought they was gonna get that off. See, that's the nigga step on your shoe and you can kill him. That's what that is. Like that's the
100%.
logic and the reasoning of that. Like, oh, yeah, we're gonna shoot this up. That's what that is.
And that's why black people with sense don't go to black nightclubs or house parties.
Because they know what's gonna happen. Because real them gonna go to the car and shoot the whole thing up, even though they cousin them is in there too.
And guess what? And you be asking the same question after they shoot up the club. You asking, why are you bringing a gun into a nightclub? You here to dance and have fun. Why did you bring? Same thing with Karmelo. Why did you bring a knife to a damn track meet?
Bro, you know what? And you know how I knew these people was lying? I'm gonna take y'all back. I'm gonna give y'all the game an example. When I didn't see Al turn up, Ben Crump, Lee Merritt, all them talking about this video that they claimed these boys was jumping on this boy. It was 4 people jumping this boy under that tent right there. You see that back that tape up. You know, see them boys jumping on him. They was stepping on him like Kane was doing due to Minister Society. You know what I'm saying? Blood was coming out Carmelo's face, so he pulled the knife out and then he stabbed the boy.
And let me tell you, when you in these stands, these tents are not nailed down. So if
They're
they was
not,
really
because I've been
jumping,
under
this
them
tent
before
would have
'cause my
been
son
and
runs
fell. Yeah, this tent would have been moving and falling.
And everything.
Yeah, this was calm. Everyone around is very calm. Karmelo was just only thug in the vicinity.
Nobody's expecting none of this, bro, because at a track meet, you don't get searched or nothing. You just come because it's free.
Exactly.
So, bro, like, this is really, it really makes people look really dumb because somebody lied to them and told them it was a video of people doing something to this boy. And then he runs down the side of the thing, and then he doesn't even leave the stadium. He runs into the middle, right? And then when they pick him up, he says, it's not allegedly, I did it. Oh, you did, huh? Yeah. Okay, we got you. They book him. And that's it. Look, at the end of the day, like, they trying to get mad because they thought they could bring street justice to something else. They think a bunch of white people gonna see somebody stab somebody and not say nothing.
They think they going what they trying to do is they trying to bully white people up off of this damn off of this verdict. And it's like, that's the beauty of Texas. They got guns. They ain't scared of you. You ain't bullying them.
No. And that's the thing too, is like, to have a mindset to believe that you're gonna bully somebody with words and you ain't got no firepower, because that's the first thing a liberal do is talk about some stuff with words, and then they tell you they doing a gun buyback program the next month. Man, sit your ass down, man.
Hey, look, we gonna tear up the city and then be standing in line for the food bank the next week. It's just ridiculous, man. Black people are gonna have to give up this idea of like 2 societies. You're not in 2 societies. You're in 1 society. And you want all the perks of being a part of white society, but you still want to bring the degenerate Negro mindset. And because they won't let you take over like they do in these liberal cities that look like crap, you're mad. It's everything's racism. And even no one has more black fatigue than other black people. Because I'm tired of these niggas, bro. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, that's because that's what it becomes. It becomes like a separation of the through line. And you see it in your own personal family. So you be like, damn, I can't even do this shit. Like you just like, you might go to a funeral and you be like, damn, I can't. I gotta go. It's time to go. Yeah. Your wife and kids like, you really ready? Yeah, it's time to go. It's time to go. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get the hell out of here.
Dog, we have to take back our community from these undesirables,
bro.
Right? because I'm
The
tired
white
of making
liberal.
excuses for him. I'm tired of defending them, right? Because here's the reality.
I'm
Carmelo
actually
Anthony,
shocked by you, LA Bear, because you used to low key be an apologist.
no, never. I was never that, brother. I'm
Okay.
crazy as hell, right? Listen, we have Carmelo Anthony did not stab that boy because he was white. He
No.
stabbed that boy because he challenged him,
He was
right?
scared to fight him, so he stabbed
He
him.
would have did that to a black boy, a Samoan boy, an Asian boy. He would have did that to anybody, right?
Yeah.
And we have too many of these hothead, these emotional ass Negroes that are quick to try to take someone else's life in the black community, and that's why our
Facts.
sons and daughters are dying every day, going to house parties, going to teen parties, and and
Anywhere.
and, and some Negro get his feelings and emotions hurt, and then he want to kill somebody. Listen, I'm gonna say it. Rick Chow did the black community a favor. Cause
Damn.
no, I'm gonna tell you why. That little nigga had a gun with a beam on it at 14. He was gonna kill somebody. He was
Listen,
going to kill
when Rick
somebody.
Child say he hit that corner and bro had Drew down on his son, I believe it. I ain't gonna lie
Family.
to you.
Listen,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
if Rick Chow ain't take him out, that little nigga was gonna be at some hood party, hanging out, and was gonna kill somebody.
Yeah,
Look, and
or
you
get
and
killed.
look and let's cover another thing too. Like I said, they
Real,
thought
real
that
quick, before you go, let me get my brother's super chat. All gas, no breaks. Hit us with the $9.99. Tariq, do you want your crow baked, grilled, or sauteed? Oh, you know he mad. You know Tariq is punching air right now because of this video. Willie D2 and all the other degenerates. But we have in the black community dishonest grifters who and black people hang on their every word.
And where
People
does
who could
Tariq
tell
live?
you don't in
Where
a
does
white
Tariq-
neighborhood in
in
Chatsworth, California, in a gated community with all white people.
2% black.
Not even 1%. No, it ain't even 2%. Chatsworth ain't got no niggas out. It ain't no black people out there, bro. Like I'm dead ass.
He talking from Chatsworth. He gonna tell the black niggas to get all riled up.
Yeah.
Get
He said
all
he don't
riled
even
up.
go into L.A. He said I don't even go to L.A. no more.
ain't
I don't
been to
even go where the
Crenshaw the
blacks.
Wild.
Man, he ain't. Yeah, hey, I'm telling you,
Hey.
look. It's good enough for the poors, the people who ain't got it, the have-nots, but it ain't good enough for him. Thank you, my brother. Out gas, no breaks, guys. Feel free to contribute to the stream. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the little super chat button, all that. This video been demonetized, but we like talking freely, especially with my brothers up here. Thank you, all gas. Go ahead, KP.
But like I said, I knew it was over from the tea leaves, bro. My tea leaves was watching for Ben Crump. I didn't see him. I didn't see Lee Merritt. I didn't see none of them, bro.
No,
I didn't
yeah,
see
they
Tamika
knew.
Mallory. You didn't see my son hold a press conference. You didn't see none of that, bro.
After
They didn't
Black
go to,
Lives Matter, they can't take no more L's, bro.
bro. They didn't go down there or nothing because they seen this video a long time ago, and when they seen the video, they said, "Oh yeah, he cooked. We
And
ain't
you
we
know
ain't gonna
what's
make no money off of
you know
this."
what's sad? His parents had an opportunity to step up and be real parents and try to get that little man a plea deal,
Yep,
right?
and they didn't take it.
If he would have got him a plea deal, he could have been out at 15. That little nigga would have been out by he was 30, 35, and he
He
would
could
have
have
had
been
the
out in
rest.
10.
And he would
Low
have had the
key.
rest. He
He
could have
probably
had
could
the
have got a
rest of his life,
manslaughter on the plea.
right? You want to troll white people. You want to sit up here and play the victim. Now he got to do a 35. The nigga ain't getting out till he 50 something.
Because black people think trolling and cracking jokes on
It's
people
real.
is a superpower.
It's real.
I've
Yeah, that's
been
real.
hey Barrett, you've been watching for a while. Have I not been saying black people think cracking jokes on people and trolling them is a superpower?
Of course,
Black people
brother.
think that actually
That's
has real world tangible value, and it
that's
do.
why they love that Jasmine. That's why they love Jasmine.
If he would have fell on the sword, right? Pardon the pun. If he would have just did a mea culpa, hey man, I'm sorry. I got caught up. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize to the Metcalf family. Please forgive me. Some judge would have took pity on him and said, look here, blood, I'm gonna give you a hot 15. You know what I'm saying? Go sit your ass down. He'd have been out in 10. What was he,
15, you'd
17,
be out in
19?
10.
He would have been out by 29 years old, get him a wife, having some kids, and he would have had the rest of his life, right? But his parents sat up there and let these people gas them up to play this dumbass self-defense. Don't you know 93% of murder cases a nigga claims self-defense? That's
Yeah.
in 93% of homicide. So
Yeah.
you saying it's self-defense is not a fucking new thing. Everybody
Right.
who kills somebody say it's self-defense.
Right.
Oh man, I thought a nigga was gonna kill me.
Hey,
Oh
I see.
man,
I see.
I thought he had a
Hey,
gun.
I see the
Why
old
did-
B.I.B. and Beck claim that after he ran
Everybody
somebody
do
over.
it. Everybody do it.
Why didn't you just pray with Jeff Metcalf? He lost a son, you didn't. I would have said, come on, Jeff. I would have got on stage with that white
What?
boy. Hey,
They
we
faked it
so
like it was.
sorry, man. We apologize to you. You know, legal stuff be damned, man. What's right? I would have been up there
And
glazing that white man and would
and the
have
daddy
told
tried to
him,
be on the Kumbaya train. He tried to be on the and they pushed him away.
rejected him. And
But
then he
that's
cooked him because
crazy.
he said, I went to the press conference. Y'all asked me to leave, and notice how I didn't kill nobody. I just left.
But look, his parents, instead of trying to be martyrs, had the opportunity to save their son's life. Because now you're gonna throw his life away. You're not going to win on appeal. Black people think appeal is a chance to retry the case. That's not what an appeal is, right?
No. Right. Right.
An appeal is trying to find a flaw in the case and say,
Right.
hey, we need to retry this case
And
because
then they could
of this
retry it.
flaw,
And
right?
they and
Because of this flaw, but there was no flaws in the case. You
it
you
was straight
presented,
up and down.
yeah, you presented your case, you presented the evidence. The jury said, nah, nigga, that's murder. Go to jail, right? So
Yeah.
everybody was like, oh, we need to. They think the appeal is going to be like a second case. It's not going to be a second case. His appeal is going to get denied. There's
And,
Let
no.
and
me
bro, and
let
you
me
know
get
what?
this. Let me get this
Go
super chat. Masan SF, thank you for the $4.99. Is Chud the Builder innocent? I'm gonna get to that right after KP's done. Go ahead, KP.
And you know what? I've seen judges speak on this that have sound arguments to say if he would have took the plea, he would be all right. But they didn't take the plea. I've seen lawyers, black lawyers, say this too, and they understood what was about to happen. But for some reason, emotionality trumps everything, man. Like no matter what, because they think that somebody got a secret video. And watch this. This was about to come out next, y'all. That video is doctored, according to them. Here it come. I'm telling you, the video was doctored. They didn't show the part where he got jumped. They phased that out. That's not on there, and that ain't that. Nah, that ain't him. That's another video. But I'm gonna tell you like this. I've been to these track meets in high school for many years. The videos look just like that. They don't zoom into the people in the crowd. Why would they? Because they're not even on the track. You see what I'm saying? That's shot
Mhm.
like on a YouTube channel at the school. That's pretty much what that's shot at. And that's how they shoot the football games too, and the basketball games as well, bro. Like there was no amazing video that was gonna be shown that was gonna be zoomed in where they show these boys throwing fisticuffs and then everybody jumping on him and all of this other goofy stuff that they made up out of thin air.
They told us that boy was trying to get up out the rain, that it was some sort of torrential downpour, and he had no choice to be up under their tent because he tried to get up out the rain. And you see the majority of people standing outside. Most of the people you see out at that stadium are standing out in the open, right? Nobody's trying to get shelter or get cover. So why was he up under the tent?
Look, he jumps all the way down there and falls and then keeps running.
It's just, bro, it's all lies, right? Black folks, my thing with black people is like, if you don't believe Karmelo is guilty, that's fine. Stop trying to make it about race. You got someone talking about, Masan's talking about Chud the Builder. Chud the Builder is clearly guilty because the white prosecutors brought the court footage that is damning his self-defense argument because he clearly pulled out a gun and shot the dude before there was any type of physical altercation. You got white prosecutors sending white people to jail all over the country, whether it's assault on a black person or assault on another white person. These people ain't worried about race. These people are trying to maintain a society through law and order. So when you keep throwing race, it just makes you look weak and ignorant. Chud the Builder can be guilty as hell, and Karmelo, they should sit him right next to Chud the Builder. Because just like Chud the Builder murdered that man, Karmelo murdered Austin Metcalf.
And they keep talking about the dude, Daniel Penny, right? Daniel Penny claimed self-defense. It was denied. He went to court, he was prosecuted, and he was tried, and it went to a jury, right? That's all you can do. All the justice system can do is indict someone, prosecute them, try them, send it to a jury. If a jury come back and say, nah, it's self-defense, there's nothing you could do. If that jury would have heard that Carmelo Anthony case and came back and said it's self-defense, that's all you could do. The system can't do anything else.
Let me tell you something about America that's beautiful, right? At the end of the day, people just like you send you to spend the rest of your life in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you are in the right, let's say you're right, those 12, if they feel like you are a person who doesn't respect our society and its laws, they can still send you to prison. He's guilty, whatever, right? But when people are put in a position where they have someone's life in their hands, I trust white people to make the right decision more than black people. Because I know black people are incredibly petty. And this is a prime example of it. They know this boy is guilty. They know he had no reason to kill this white boy. But they'll dishonor this white boy, disrespect him and his family, just so that they could try to get a vicious criminal out of jail.
They don't care about Karmelo. They just want to just troll white people. That's all it is.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And let me ask you a question. How does the black community benefit from Karmelo getting out of jail? What is he bringing? More degeneracy? More Baton Rouge mindset? Keep his ass in jail, man.
Do you remember that case years ago of that woman who lied on the Duke lacrosse players, right? Who
said
I remember the lie.
All right. I want y'all to Google this, right? She lied on those Duke lacrosse players, right? They get off. Do you know that lady later on killed her boyfriend?
Yeah, I read about that.
She later on, years later, when she was in her 30s, ended up killing her boyfriend.
Man.
When you allow degenerate, it was a black guy. She killed a black guy, right? She lied on some white dudes, and everybody defended her. Oh, those white boys did that. Everybody defended her because we played the race card, right? And we let that black woman back into our society. And how did she repay us? By killing an innocent black man.
Let me tell you something. When people can lie like that, like to make up a lie on a college campus about a whole team of lacrosse players, that takes a certain level of like mental derangement, right? Mm-hmm. Because you got to be able to tell a lie, keep telling it, and trying to stick to that story even in the face of basically insurmountable evidence against what you're saying. It's like the young black boy in Louisiana. I was watching this when I was younger as a video. This white girl said they in high school, 9th grade, black boy big as hell. Like, bro was easy 6'3", about 320 pounds, big as hell. This little white girl said that this black boy raped her on school campus in a classroom, right? Mm-hmm. The reporter, everybody is like, there ain't no way this dude raped you. There's no video. There's no nothing. People are saying he was in a whole nother place. The reporter asked her, what did he do to you? She said, he held me by my throat and he was holding both of my hands with one of his hands and he unbuckled my belt and pulled my pants down, right? The reporter says, so both of his hands was full. One hand had both your hands in it. The other hand was around your throat. And how did he unbuckle your belt buckle, unbutton your pants and pull down? She said he used his knees. That black boy got off. He was totally acquitted. There has to be some mental instability for you to just keep caring. Like with black folks, I know we have a lot of undiagnosed mental illness in our community. And that's what you're witnessing when you see black people look with their own eyes at what happened and still try to deny the truth and the facts. You got people talk about his GPA 3.8. What does that mean? There's plenty of smart killers. Most of these little thugs are intelligent to some degree. Yeah, but you're not above the wrong influence. If you're influenced by the wrong things, you're not immune to that because you have a 3.8 GPA.
I don't give a damn about them GPA. These kids can barely read. A lot of these kids is getting them GPAs just because they showing up to school. I'm being honest. Back when I was a kid, if you had a 4.0 GPA, you were damn near a genius. Now they give 4.0s to people who can barely read.
No,
right?
seriously.
You just have to show up to school, right?
He shows up.
At the end of the day, we trying to play this game with white folk, but I'm telling you, that same Karmelo Anthony, right, would be able to mingle amongst black people and kill your son or daughter. right?
Facts. And nobody will say nothing.
You trying to
Yep.
take up for him. You trying to. He has no emotional control, right? He has no impulse control, right? That same little Negro, you let him out into society because he's gonna be around black people more than he's gonna be around white folk, right? And he will kill one of your sons and daughters over the smallest little infraction. So that this is why we don't police our community. We do not police our community because our escape is just going to the white community. So we'll let the black community go to shit, right? Because in everybody's mind, I'm just going to escape to the white community,
Let me
right?
tell you why we leave. Let me tell you why we leave the black community. Because the black community is the only community on earth, right, where people who know that something is wrong, they avoid the people who do wrong. They'll even leave the community where the people who do What about now?
You back now, and that's
It's
right
better?
now. It's
Okay.
right now. I left
Okay.
because I thought it was me.
Nah. Okay. Just I don't know what the hell was.
Yo, yeah,
All
you
right.
had a long monologue that didn't get out, bro.
Okay. So okay, let me say this.
Yeah, you had a long monologue that didn't get out, bro.
Okay, let me say this. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, so I was responding to this this message down here. Masan SF. Notice Brandon doesn't do an episode about Chud the Builder. Well, notice that white people aren't out here on the internet saying Chud the Builder was right for what he did. Black people are the only group of people on earth who will sit up and uplift the most degenerate element of their community. You don't see any white people out here defending Chud the Builder and what he did. None. Especially not the way you see black people out here defending Karmelo and what he did. Black people will literally, and I don't know if you guys caught this part, black people will literally be driven from their own community by thugs and degenerates who make their community unlivable. But once they leave South Central to go to Beverly Hills, they will operate as apologists for the same thugs that drove them out of their community. We are the only group that does that. Asians don't do that. Mexicans don't do that. Whites don't do that. Africans don't do that. Only Black America feels guilt for leaving the presence of degenerates, so much so that we have to operate as apologists for those degenerates just so we feel better about getting away from them. Someone could say, white people are making videos protecting Chud. Not in any real way. Not in any real way. Chud the Builder's case, you barely even hear it mentioned. There is nowhere near the engagement on the Chud the Builder case that there is on this Karmelo Anthony thing. And what's driving this situation, right, is the fact that black people, even though we know he's wrong, are still trying to defend him. Let him go. He's been sentenced. And let me tell you this too. And this is what I believe with my heart of hearts. If Donald Trump wasn't sitting in that White House, these niggas would be trying to burn down America right now. I promise you. If Donald J. Trump wasn't sitting in that White House, these niggas would be trying to burn down major cities all over America over this little bastard. The only reason they not doing it is because they know they got a dude sitting in that White House that's going to send that National Guard in to whoop feet.
Can I say something about Chud the Builder?
Go ahead.
I watched his videos, and I challenge anyone to go back and watch his videos. Now, the guy was an idiot. But
Yeah.
what I found surprising was a lot of white people, right, turned him away. He would go up to these white people and he would say all this racist shit. And a lot of these, I'm talking about old, long beard white men would be like, man, get from around me with that, man. Get out of here with that. I ain't trying to hear that mess. Get out of here. I got black son-in-laws, man. Get out of here.
Right.
And I was shocked at how many white people didn't support him. But ironically, when he would go around black people, oh, man, you Chud the man, I seen your stuff, man. Oh, yeah, man. Right? But when he went around white people, either they would just not participate and just walk off, right? Or they'd be like, man, get from, it's some white people trying to fight him. There's some white people trying to buck him and fight him, right? So you'd be surprised. He thought he was going to some, oh, I know this guy's going to side with me. He gonna feel where I'm coming from. And they'll be like, man, get your ass out of here with that bullshit. But when he go around black people, they're like, oh, man, I seen you on you. Oh, man, da, 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 da. So y'all want to talk all that shit about Chud the Builder, but where was that energy when he was out in the streets doing what he was doing? I seen a lot of black people chopping it up with him. And I seen white people who ain't want nothing to do with him. So where was that energy?
You sending a $500 donation to Voice. Voice, you said you wanted to come up. All you got to do is click this link that's in the comments. I know you're not coming up because the stuff you're spewing, even you got to understand that it makes no logical sense. But no, 100%. Black people be pretending to be mad about stuff, bro. Black people will pretend to be mad. It's like, Chud called me the N-word. Dude, you call yourself the N-word 10,000 times a day to the point where the word has lost all meaning. I see Asians at the park. Nigga this, nigga that. Black people right there with them. Don't say nothing. Don't try to attack them or jump on them or nothing. Oh, yeah. I need a donation of $50. Go ahead, Voice. $50 super chat. But, yeah, so I live in California. Black people pick and choose who can say the N-word. If they Asian buddy, they white buddy, they Mexican buddy could say it. And then the same black people get on the internet and pretend to be offended by these people saying the N-word. Chud is an idiot. And let me tell you something. Chud, what idiots do is they are a bigger danger to themselves than anybody walking around. And that's what happened to Chud. Chud was more of a nigga than anybody he ever called a nigger. He crashed out. Chud threw his life away crashing out. Now
Chud was trying to get money. He knew that if he antagonized or provoked some black person, they would try to physically assault him. Then he was going to stand his ground, defend himself, and then all these racist white people was going to donate millions of dollars to him. He was gambling with his life, essentially. He was trying to make money based on racism, and it didn't work.
But let me tell you this. If Chud called a black person an Nigger, right, and they just didn't react, he would be broke overnight. People would say, why am I watching this when he's calling black people the N-word and they're not reacting to it? But practice makes paper. You know, I expected more from you. Chud is using the N-word in a derogatory way. You can't be this stupid. You're calling me stupid because I said Chud was more of a nigger than anybody he called a nigger? I'm stupid. He was the nigger. He was the stupid person. He crashed out. And that's why when I look at white people who try to do race baiting and stuff, I be like, these people are dumb, bro. I'm not giving that guy. Do you understand that what Chud did to crash out and end up putting himself in prison? That made all the black people who reacted to Chud look stupid as well.
Bro,
I'm not letting nobody get a rise out of me, and because let me tell you this: if somebody call you a nigger, right, and then you attack them and they kill you, they getting off with self-defense, because the court is gonna say he has a freedom of speech, he can say whatever he wants, and even if he does insult you, you have all the right in the world to insult him back. Again, he wanted to get a black person to crash out, and thank God he went up against a military vet who has some discipline about himself and didn't react violently and ended up controlling himself and bringing out the inner chimp inside of Chud. Because I don't even know how black people are called chimps when chimps look more like white people than black people.
The fake outrage that black people have around the N-word, again, is back to trolling white people. They do not give a fuck about white people saying the N-word. What they care about is the control. It's the one thing we can control with white folk. We can tell y'all can't say this word, and if you dare say this word, then I can try to punish you, right? It's all, no one cares. I saw a video today where this white man comes up to these group of niggas chimping out, and he was like, hey, who are you? What are you doing over here? And the black guy was like, I'm that nigga. Okay, Mr. That nigger. And as soon as the white guy said what he just said, all of a sudden, oh my God, you see what he said? He just asked you, who are you? And you said, I'm that nigga. So when he calls you that nigga, now you upset? Come on, man. You're just trying to control white people. But I don't understand, where does this game end? Right? Because you don't have any power.
You can't control what other people say, bro. Black people can't even control what their kids say, but think they're gonna control what another. If I went outside right now and walked down the street saying cracker, 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 it ain't a white person in this neighborhood that can come tell me I can't say it. I said like, hey, you want to put your hands on me, or you want to get your ass whooped trying to stop me from saying what I want to say? And if a white dude walk around the street, nigga, I'm gonna say, okay, I ain't no nigga. So he clearly ain't talking about me. And I'm going to just walk off. I'm not going to throw my life away trying to prove a point that's unprovable. I'm going to sit in jail for killing a white man over saying the N-word and then listen as people all in the prison all around me saying nigga every single day all day, and ain't nothing I can do about it.
Listen, we call each other niggas every day, right? So let's stop like, if a white man called me a spear chucker, I'll be more offended at that. At least call me something I don't hear every day, right? But you cannot sit up here and tell me that you're genuinely upset by a word that you can put on any rap song and hear 50,000 times.
Bruh.
I can't believe that. For 1 second, I can't believe you're really offended by that.
From a rapper who insults you for being broke and not having the amount of money that he has. From a rapper who literally, you a broke a nigga, you ain't shit, and you dancing and bobbing your head to it. Like, get the hell out of here. I'm so done with black people and the fake outrage, man. It's so disgusting to me. Because it's like, if you put a quarter of that energy into building up your community and getting our kids reading level above the third grade, we would have we might have some peace in this society.
But we want to be victims. Like there is value in victimhood, right? And you know how I know that? That whole Justice Smollett thing shows me that there is value in victimhood. Why would someone make up in a whole elaborate thing about him being kidnapped and beat up and poor bleed? Why would he do that? What did he have to gain from that? right? And when you answer that question, then you will understand what the black community is suffering from. We play victim at every corner. We blame the white man for the violence in our neighborhood. We blame the white man for our poverty. We blame the white man for our broken families. I had somebody tell me the other day that the reason why black men and white and black women aren't as married as we should be is
Because white
because of the
folks.
white man. I said, dog, you're blaming the white man for your dating habits, for how you date. That's what you blame. You're blaming the white. Obviously, we got all these goddamn kids. Black women have more kids than any other group of women, right? So we're cohabitating at some level, right? Because we're having a bunch of kids.
And
So
we're
you're
aborting a bunch of kids, so we having
it,
like triple the possibilities of any other group.
exactly. So you're telling me. So we have no problem hooking up, but you're telling me the reason that we can't get together, cohabitate, marry, and live in a family structure is because of what the white man do? Oh yeah, he gave the black woman welfare. Welfare is available to every woman. Hispanic women can get on welfare. Asian women get on welfare. White women get on. White welfare is not just for black women, right? So why did welfare damage our community, but it ain't damage nobody else's? We just
Yeah,
want to play the
exactly. It's
victim.
stupid. It's just excuses, bro. Like nobody freaking made these people take welfare or do crack or nothing like that. A lot of people grew up around crack and didn't go smoke it. We looked at, how it was told it was taking on people who was smoking it, and we said we're not gonna do that. This dude said, "Oh, you want to talk about gays? Hey, bro, send a $10 super chat. I'll talk about whatever subject you want." That's one of the things about this channel. If you send us $10 super chat, I'll talk about whatever subject you want me to talk about. I'll even pull up a video on it. That's one of the perks of this channel. I haven't put my banner up for in a minute. Would you like to contribute? I don't even have it here no more. Dang, I used to have it. But yeah, I used to have an offer and it still stands. You send a donation and I talk about whatever topic that you want, cuz we've been talking about Karmelo, but we're just talking about the black community and how we've gotten to this point. Because I know years ago, black people wouldn't have been defending this. My granny, them generation, they wouldn't have defended this dude. And my granny is from Texas, from Terrell, Texas. But we have it's like Nas said, man, our values are so low that our values are no good, man. We
Look,
have lost sight of our value system. Black America no longer has a real value system. We will try to justify anything in the name of trying to one up white folks.
that's it. Just trolling white people. Look at what happened in Mississippi. A 1-year-old baby was shot because his mother decided to shoplift, right? And
Ooh, I
when
saw that.
and when the police showed up, instead of saying, first of all, shoplifting is like a catch and release charge. Like if you get caught shoplifting, you're gonna go downtown for a little minute. They're gonna process you and they're gonna release you on like a reconnaissance bond. You don't even have to really do no real time,
Yeah.
right? But instead, she decides to try to run over some police, and they shot in the car and killed the baby.
Let
One,
me
why are you shoplifting with your baby? And two, why are you trying to run over the police? But now the conversation is about how the police killed the baby, and no one's talking about what the mother did.
let me tell you this too. Okay, so I have a dual blame. So I blame ignorant black culture, but I also blame white culture, right? And this is why I do it. Liberal white culture. These people have decriminalized shoplifting and petty crimes to the point, right, where even the cowards and the punks are willing to do it, right? A person who would normally be too scared to steal, they are now emboldened to steal because they basically feel like nothing's gonna happen to them, right? So like there used to be a Walmart downtown Long Beach in my city, right? They stole out of that Walmart so much that the Walmart ended up having to close down, right? I'm talking regular old housewives, soccer moms, little crackheads and hood rats. Bro, they will walk in that Walmart and walk out with big screen TVs, food processors, all types of stuff, because basically the law was like the security guards were like afraid to stop them because you couldn't touch them or do nothing to them. Now, when you create an environment where even someone who ordinarily would be too much of a punk to try to steal is now going into a store starting to steal. Once there becomes a situation where they're actually getting pursued by law enforcement, they're going to react out of fear and do something irrational that a person who is a seasoned criminal would never do, right? It's like someone who ain't never stole nothing, someone who steals cars, right? Let's say they stole cars. If they steal a candy bar and the police is like, hey, they're not gonna stop. They're gonna stop because they're gonna be like, it ain't shit but a candy bar. It ain't nothing the cops could really do to me over this. But a person who ain't never stole nothing, they will run away but they trying to steal a little piece of bubble gum. They'll run away because they're so afraid of what might happen if they get caught because they've never been caught before, so they don't know what the consequences are. That's what happened in that situation. These people are people who normally would not steal, but white liberals have forced the local municipalities to decriminalize shoplifting and petty theft to the extent where people who ordinarily wouldn't do it are doing it. And when they're getting caught, as the laws begin to be walked back, now the decriminalization is beginning to be walked back. Now the cops are actually coming and they're frantically panicking and doing dumb shit like trying to run over cops and stuff to get away. It happens all the time. Happened with that girl in another city where she was stealing liquor and tried to run that cop over and he killed her. So I have a dual blame. Black people for being ignorant and criminal minded and exploiting it, and then white liberals for forcing the police to decriminalize this stuff to where people basically for the last couple of years have been programmed to believe that they can go in and steal with no consequence.
Well, you know the sad part about it, so they haven't decriminalized it, right? Shoplifting is still a criminal offense in everywhere in America. But what happened was you had people who were shoplifting and they were getting held because they couldn't pay their bail. So they would do like 6 months or whatever in jail. And then like they would go to court and probably get like a lengthy sentence. And what they were saying was that this is unfair, right? Because a lot of black people are shoplifting and they would say that it's racist and unfair. Now, I don't want to apologize for liberals, but this is what I would say. A lot of black people were the ones championing for cashless bail, that were saying that we wanted less time for petty crime. And we thought that would be kind of I don't want to say a deterrent, but they thought that, okay, if we did cashless bail, you wouldn't see so many petty criminals be held for a long time. What you saw was the opposite. You saw petty criminals committing more crime because it was a catch and release. You would go shoplift, you would get held for about 2 hours and you would be back out on the street with a court date for like 6 months later, and you would go and reoffend. So what they were seeing was a lot of reoffenders. So unfortunately, where I blame white people, liberal or otherwise, is for listening to the cries of black people. I tell every black person, the white man in America is the least racist white man on the planet. The white man in every other version of the world is hard on niggas. They put their foot on niggas' neck and don't let up, right?
Except maybe in the UK.
The white man in America is the only white man that even try to listen to y'all Negroes and
who even care what you think. Let me read this.
Try. Go ahead.
In California, right, where I live, to be convicted of shoplifting, the prosecution must prove that the defendant intended to steal merchandise valued over $950. So in California, unless you steal something over $950, it's basically just considered petty theft, which is nothing. So think, people will literally go steal repeatedly until they get close to stealing $950 worth of stuff from a store.
Oh, I see.
And then they'll go to another store, right? So once you've allowed me to steal $850, once you've allowed me to steal $949 worth of merchandise, are you surprised when the cops come down on me when I'm stealing something that's gonna put me over this amount, and I panic and jump in the car and smash the gas because I'm so afraid of going to jail? See, they condition people, which produces this response. You can't let somebody keep stealing, and not doing nothing. Then when they steal over a certain amount, you come after them. I expect the person to panic and be frantic and do things that could put people's lives in danger because they don't want to go to jail because they haven't suffered the consequences for what they've been doing all these times. You see what I'm saying?
I have a controversial take on this. I think black people should be penalized harsher than everyone else. No, I'm being honest with you, right? I'm gonna tell you why. It sounds crazy, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you have let's say you have a kid who pees the bed, right? Let's say you have a kid who pees the bed, you have a kid who don't pee the bed, right? When you realize that you have a kid who has a tendency to wet the bed, you have to treat him differently. All right, man. At 8 o'clock, nigga, we cutting you off from liquids. You can't have no more liquids, right?
Everybody was drinking soda and shit.
Yeah, and you let your other kids drink. Why? Because they can control they liquids.
They
right?
bladder, yeah.
You can't. So until you can prove to me that you can control your liquids, then to get this behavior out of black people, to get this criminal behavior out of our society, you have to be harsher on them, right? If you're a parent, you know that you don't parent all your kids the same. If you have a child that behaves a certain way, you have to be harsher on him about that particular thing.
Yeah, of course. Because you got to get out of them. Somebody said, oh, Masan, thank you for the $5 holler, my brother. I appreciate you doing all the heavy lifting tonight, my brother, with the donation. Guys, don't let Masan be the only one contributing. Please contribute to the stream. We got about 5 or 10 minutes left. Bless the channel, and I will continue to bless you all. Was Kyle Rittenhouse innocent? Yes, 100%. Kyle Rittenhouse was chased. They didn't come to Kyle Rittenhouse and say, get out the way. And he said, I'm not going nowhere. Kyle Rittenhouse was chased. Someone tried to shoot him. Someone also tried to bash his head in with a skateboard. And he ran away and ran towards police officers. He tripped. Someone tried to stomp on his skull. And Kyle Rittenhouse became Rambo and rolled out the way and smoked bro and shot another dude in the arm. Kyle Rittenhouse was 100% innocent. He did what Karmelo Anthony should have did. And if Karmelo Anthony had run away and 2 or even 1 white boy was chasing him and Karmelo Anthony got cornered and turned around and lunged with the knife and pierced his heart and killed him, I would be up here saying Karmelo Anthony is 100% innocent. But that's not what happened. So you're comparing two things there's no comparison between these two situations.
This is what I would say about the Rittenhouse case, right? I would say he was definitely innocent of the murder due to self-defense because it was clear and obvious self-defense. What I would say is the one thing he was guilty of, for whatever reason,
don't you dare.
The judge took it off the table, right? Because he was guilty of transporting a weapon across state lines.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't from Illinois or Wisconsin.
No, Ohio.
No. I think no, he was from. The thing was happening in what, Minnesota?
It happened in Ohio.
No. That Rittenhouse shit happened in the shooting happened in Minnesota.
Kenosha,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin? Okay.
And he was from another state. He was from like Minnesota or something. He wasn't from the state where he shot the guy.
Yeah.
So by law, you cannot transport a weapon across state lines.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Hold
on real quick.
You can't transport a weapon across state lines?
Hold on. Where did okay, yeah. No, so what people don't realize is that the reason why Karmelo was not guilty of doing that was there is a law that Kyle Rittenhouse. There's a law that permits even a minor to have these weapons if they participate in shooting competitions and all that stuff. And if they participate in shooting competitions, they can cross state lines with those weapons. And because Kyle Rittenhouse had participated in these events, it was legal for him to carry those weapons across state lines. And the judge even brought up, he said these laws were intended to stop inner city gun violence. So the thugs in the inner cities of those areas, right, in the inner cities of Ohio, Wisconsin, and stuff like that. Those laws were made to stop gang members and shit from killing each other in the urban areas in those states. But he was not guilty of doing that. He was not guilty of transporting a weapon across state line illegally.
I've had a concealed weapons license since 2004.
But do you participate in shooting competitions?
No, but this one thing I can tell you. Gun laws are state laws, right?
Yeah.
And you cannot transport a gun across state lines.
You can.
You cannot.
You could get a gun license for multiple states.
All right, if you have a gun license for multiple states, right?
You can get one in your state. There's states that allow you to get if there's states where if you got a gun license in California, it's good in their state too.
Well, no. So there are states where they have this thing called I forgot the term for it, right? But where basically they will accept your license even though it's not from their state, so on and so forth. But to my knowledge, Wisconsin and Illinois or wherever the hell he was from didn't have that. Reciprocity, that's what it's called. It's called reciprocity. There's reciprocity laws where you can, if you have a CCW for Georgia, you can take it into Florida or South Carolina or so on and so forth. Regardless, that was the one thing he was guilty of, but for whatever reason, the judge took that off the table, right? So after you take that off the table, then I knew he was going to walk. The minute that the judge removed that from the case, I knew he was going to walk because it was clearly self-defense.
Let me read this. Was Kyle Rittenhouse guilty of transporting weapons across state lines? No, Kyle Rittenhouse was not guilty of transporting weapons across state lines because evidence presented at his trial confirmed that he did not bring a firearm from Illinois to Wisconsin. The AR-15 style rifle used in the August 2020 Kenosha shooting was purchased in Wisconsin by his friend Dominic Black and was stored at Black's home in Kenosha prior to the incident. Testimony and police records established that while Rittenhouse traveled across state lines from his home in Antioch, Illinois to Kenosha on August 24, 2020, the weapon was already located in Wisconsin. Rittenhouse retrieved the gun from Black's residence after arriving in the state. Consequently, the narrative that he illegally transported the gun across state borders was debunked during the proceedings. A misdemeanor charge of unlawful possession of a dangerous weapon by a person under 18 was dismissed by Judge Bruce Schroeder before jury deliberations began, based on the argument that Wisconsin law only prohibits minors from possessing short barrel rifles. And that was what they were trying to say. The law that banned minors from having guns were for the thugs in the inner city who was shooting people with sawed-off shotguns. And that's what Schroeder said. He said, they can have rifles, they just couldn't have sawed-off shotguns that could be concealed because they were having an issue with that at one point in the history of the state with these thugs in the inner urban areas who were sawing off shotguns and putting them in their coats and in their pants and all that stuff.
Well, so to that, I'll say this, right? If so allegedly the weapon was purchased in the state, right? Being that he was underage, now,
but he wasn't underage because that law permits minors to have rifles as long as they are not short barrel.
Yeah, but even in that situation, right? Like you can buy your daughter. Like I live in the South, right? You can buy underage people weapons, right? But you can't give an underage person a weapon, if that makes sense, right? Like I can't, if I had a rifle, I can't just give that to a 16-year-old, right?
Based on the state law.
You can't do that. Like you can't not just give your weapon. That's yours. I bought it. It's for me. I can't just give it to a 17-year-old, right? So there's still laws based on how you can, like you can buy a weapon. A father can buy a weapon for his son, right? Or a 17-year-old can go into a store and buy his own weapon and go through his own paperwork. But I can't, as an adult, give my weapon to an underage person, right? So I mean, regardless, he's gotten a list. Kyle Rittenhouse killed somebody white, right? This is white people business. I don't give a damn. He didn't kill a black person, right? So I don't give a damn. This is white. I'm gonna stay out of white people business. If he got off, he got off, right? I don't know why black people tend to do this. thing where we're talking about something that a black person did, and now you want to bring up all these white people, right?
Yeah.
What about Daniel Penny? What about Kyle Rittenhouse? It doesn't matter.
Right, doesn't matter
Who
because it's
who
not
who was
the
who
same.
was on trial was Carmelo Anthony, and he blew trial, and now he's facing. Now he got to do 35 years.
He blew trial and now he's facing what 25 years with an L.
But let me tell you something. I had a
Tupac.
I had a friend who killed a dude in a dice game, right? Warren G style, right? The Warren G,
Regulators.
your regulator, right? Killed some dude in a dice game, right? Over $10 in a dice game.
Crazy.
He could have easily said self defense because once he shot the dude, the dude's homies, shot at him, right? And he
Right.
was as he was driving off, right? So he could have claimed self defense and said, "Hey, they tried to rob me," and so on and so forth. But he knew better. He said, "You know what? They offered me a plea deal of 15 years.
He
I'm
took
gonna
it.
take that. I'm gonna take that plea deal, right?" I was at the court. The judge said, "I'm glad you took that plea deal because if you would have lost, I would have gave you life.
Seriously.
If you would have lost trial, I would have gave you life."
You take a
That
risk.
that nigga is out of prison right now. Got a wife
Happy
and
he
some
took
kids,
that plea deal.
wife and some kids, and living his best life, right? His Carmelo Anthony above his family above anything failed him
Of
because
course. They abandoned him.
his family should have turned out the noise from the outside and said, "Look, my son killed this man. That is not up for debate. That's not up for speculation, right? Austin Metcalf is dead, and the person who killed him is Carmelo Anthony. That is a known fact,
And
right?
Carmelo Anthony admitted to killing him.
Admitted it,
That's the
right?
worst part.
on camera. So it's not up for
Stupid.
debate.
Kid ain't rap tight.
23 people saw it. It's not something up for debate.
But did
right?
you know this, Barrett? Did you know that his family didn't even show up to his sentencing hearing or none of that?
Listen,
I bet you didn't know that.
I know. Austin Metcalf's dad said that, right?
Trifling.
But at the end of the day, his parents should have said, "Fuck the bullshit. This is my son, and I want my son to have a second chance at life. He made a mistake, and I don't want to throw his life away over that mistake." But instead, they decided to feed into the bullshit and try to play the victim card, and now your son's life is ruined.
They abandoned, bro. And I felt Jeff Metcalf when he was like, "You abandoned." I mean, call me a sucker or whatever, but I truly feel that Jeff Metcalf is a person who's a forgiving person. I feel like if they would have came at bro the right way,
He
they could at
initially
least
said, "Look, don't make it about race." He shut people down who was trying to come at him about that race shit. He
black
shut them
folk.
down.
We think racism is listen, y'all. We gave away our race card to the gays and the trans and shit. So the race card ain't good no more. We overused the race card to the point where it's declining. The race card is straight up maxed out.
And
So
we,
to keep
and the sad part about it, we let people overuse it, right? Because we sat there and watched people use the race card anytime they didn't get their way.
we loaned it to everybody, bro. You had white gays calling white straights racist and bigots.
You have hood rat single mamas who go into restaurants, and because they can't get their bill comped, they say the people are racist.
Yeah, my
Right.
mom does that. my mom does that. My
Like
mom
we-
will eat 90% of the food and be like, and and then say they racist if they don't want to give her the money back.
See, so we sat up here and let people use something as serious as racism on any trivial. You have women. One of my favorite pastime is watching police cam videos of black women getting pulled over.
Yeah.
They will turn a speeding infraction, right? You doing 50 and a 35.
Into
Right.
felony assault.
Where your supervisor? Call your supervisor. Try to speed off, try to fight the police officer. Next thing you know, they got 2 felonies. Y'all just racist.
Bro,
Y'all just racist.
man.
We
Hey.
let these hood rats use racism as a get out of jail free card for the last 30 years, and we wonder why racism don't have no impact no more. Right? Racism used to be, hey, they lynched my cousin because he whistled at a white girl. Right? Now racism is he pulled me over because I was speeding. And he just don't like black people.
Bro. But look, please get out the car. No, why? What for? All
I
right,
ain't
now I
getting
gotta
out
pull
the
you
car.
out the car.
You better not touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Bro.
I've never seen so many black women just think they could get unarrested by telling the white man don't touch me.
Did you see this one?
What are you arresting me for? Get out of the car.
Did you see this?
What are you arresting me for?
Get
out of the car. What are you arresting me for?
On March
Yeah.
26th,
She wanted to see video.
2025,
Did you see
the
when she
Hillsborough County
when she
deputy
jumped
in Florida
out the car and tried
stopped
to
the
attack the
vehicle for
cop?
speeding.
And her kids was in the
Driver,
car.
however, had no intention of cooperating.
Bro.
What started as a minor
She
traffic
told the
infraction
police
was
that she was
about
going
to escalate
I think she said she was
into
going to kill him or do
serious
something. She was going to shoot him or
felony.
something.
To avoid
She
consequences.
threatened him.
My face.
To
Look
arrest
at this.
her, but she decides to use her children and her phone as shield.
She jumps out of
by
the car, bro.
striking the officer's hand.
Plate. How am I gonna go drive without a license plate?
I'm not talking to you anymore. You're free to go.
Told her to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Told her to leave.
She's free to go. She jumped out the car.
Do that. I need my license plate back on my car.
Now watch what she say.
You're free to go.
Now watch what she
That's the
say.
moment everything changed. By striking the officer's hand to prevent him from taking the tag, she committed battery on a law enforcement officer. The
Threatens him.
deputy immediately moves to arrest her, but she decides to use her children
Now
and
you
her
going to
phone
jail.
as shields to avoid consequences.
My face. Don't touch me. Freedom of speech, bitch.
Freedom of speech after you didn't hit a
Get your
cop.
ass out my face. Don't touch me. If I don't touch you,
And threatened him.
simple.
After he told you to drive off.
Get your ass out my face.
54. Just have somebody tell me.
Get your ass out my
You're
face.
going to be arrested.
For
Get
what?
out of the car.
For what?
Get out
What
of
are
the
you
car.
arresting me for?
Get out of the car.
What are you arresting me for?
Get out of the car.
What are you arresting me for?
Get out of the
What
car.
are you arresting me for? I need to
Get out
know.
of the car.
What are you arresting me for?
He told you to leave. Now you can't leave.
I can stand out in the street if I want to. I can stand out the street. I can stand in the street. Do I have a gun? No, I don't. So you can't arrest me. Let me go.
Stop.
Let me go then.
Stop.
I have kids.
And this
Let
girl
me
will go to her grave and
Get
cry
in the car.
racism.
Get out of the car.
She said, I have kids. Girl, if you got kids, why you didn't get your ass out the car? Why didn't you leave when he gave you permission to go? Hey man, I don't even got to play that any further than that.
But that's racism though.
These are the people who are defending Carmelo Anthony. These are the type of people who think you have the right to just go be reckless and crazy just whenever you want to, and everybody else around you has to live in fear. Hell no. I wish that cop would have body slammed her ass up out of there.
What did you just say? Accountability, right?
Welcome
we
back.
have taken on the black bitter baby mama mindset where we have no accountability.
And her children are watching her behave like that, and they'll grow up with trauma and hatred for the police. Man, the police did this to my mama. Because let me tell you something. With black women, their kids are their captive audience.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you what it was, even if you see, it wasn't that. If you dare, like my mom, she'll say that. I'll be like, Mom, now she slapped the shit out of me. Boy, I said it was like this. When I got older, I could kind of troll her. Nah, it wasn't like that. But when I'm a kid, what the hell am I gonna do? Mama said, take the chicken out the freezer.
That's where they get. That's where they get it from. They get it from their mama.
Yeah. They get it beat into them. They get the ability. Black women raise their children and beat them, coerce them through violence to make them liars.
I had a Negro tell me, when somebody push you, you can't tell them how to respond to you pushing them. Hell yeah, I can. Niggas call laws.
Yeah, push me back. Push me back.
You cannot murder somebody because they pushed you. Like,
bro,
that's laws, so you can't do it.
Barrett, I worked as a bouncer in a club for many years, right? You know how many people I pushed? Hey, man, go. The club is closed. You telling me that if I push somebody and tell them they got to leave because we've been trying to tell them they got to leave for the past 20 minutes and I push them to usher them out the door, they have the right now to turn around and stab me in my chest? You sound stupid. Stupid.
But the fact that Negroes literally think that, oh, you can't tell somebody how to respond to you putting hands on them.
No, I can't, but the law can.
We have laws.
The law has already told you. The law was there before you did it, before you got in that situation.
The law say you can't do that. Now, if you want to challenge the law, you're going to end up just like Carmelo Anthony doing 35 years.
Laid up.
Because you think you above. And look, this sister right here being arrested, she thinks she's in the right because she thinks she's above the law.
And had the chance to leave.
You see the mindset? You see where they get the mindset from? This sister right here is why young black men think they could do whatever they want to do. right?
Yeah.
Hey, you push me, so now I can respond however the hell I want to because I'm annoyed, I'm pissed off, I'm
Bro,
frustrated.
I will tell you a true story real quick. So, one of my family members was going to jail, right? Just tripping, right, for some crazy shit. So all the women, it was a woman in my family. She was getting convicted of some neglect, child abuse, all this stuff, right? So I went to the courtroom to just kind of like, because my brother asked me to give him a ride there. I wasn't gonna go. So when I get there, my brother like, come in with me, bro. Like, just come in with me. So I go with him and all these women in my family up in the hallway, they tripping and shit, right? The lady is guilty of sin. She's guilty. She did everything they said she did. My sister, this is a true story, bro. My sister physically fought with a sheriff's deputy in the hallway of the courtroom. It took 14 sheriff deputies, because she's a big bitch. It took 14 sheriff deputies to pin this hoe on the ground, bro. They pinned her on the ground. I said, she's going to jail for sure. And I was like, she needs to go to jail because my sister's a person who think that the rules don't apply to her. She act just like this lady right here, right? Do you know after they pinned her on the ground, they let her leave? They let her leave the courtroom, and she went outside the courthouse. This in Long Beach. She went outside the courthouse and then proceeded to try to fight me and my brother, saying we was laughing at her when the police was tackling her on the ground and we should have helped her. For one, we weren't laughing. For two, why would two black men challenge 14 sheriff deputies because you want to fight with a sheriff deputy just because they're telling you, ma'am, you being too loud in the hallway? So this is the mindset black women are allowed to walk around with, because they never experience consequences for the reckless shit they do. And then when they do have to suffer the consequences, they feel like everybody is victimizing them.
Black people's lack of accountability is about not their actions, but people's reaction to their actions, right? It's not about what I did. It's about how everybody responded to what I did, right? Because
Yeah.
here's the reality. Had Carmelo just punched that kid, we wouldn't have this conversation.
Hey, hold on real quick. Hold on. Hey, bro, were you at the courthouse with me when Brandy got into a fight with all those sheriffs?
Right next to you, remember she was talking shit?
Hey,
She was leaving it up.
but do you remember when all those sheriff deputies pinned her ass down in that hallway in that courthouse?
They let her ass go.
And they let her go, and then she came outside and tried to fight us?
Tripping, yeah.
Hey, bro, I tell you, I've never seen no shit crazy like that, but black women are never held accountable for shit that they do, bro.
Nope, they let him go.
Let her go, bro. If that had been a black dude, he would have been in prison.
They throwing you in a cage, bro.
You going to prison. All right, bro, I was just seeing if you remembered that.
Where are you at the house?
Yeah, I'm at the house.
Oh, babe said, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? He said he can't wait to get those lessons in.
Hey, tell him come through. I'm ready. I got the gloves and all that.
All right, for sure. When is your day off, bro?
All week. I'm available all week.
No, not you. I know you be free, bro.
All right, I gotta go. All right, anyway, I'm teaching somebody some boxing and shit. But dude, Barrett, if I told that story to people and my brother didn't get on there and literally say what I was gonna say before I said it, people wouldn't even believe me. They'd be like,
Bam.
you lying. You hate the black woman. My sister fought with a sheriff deputy. 14 sheriff deputies came out, pinned this hoe on the ground. And she's big. She ain't little. My sister got to be 240. She fat as hell and kind of tall. 14 deputies pinned this hoe on the ground. They let her walk out that courtroom like she didn't even do nothing.
Brandon, there's a video
But
going
wait,
around.
wait. But law enforcement is racist.
Listen, there's a video going around right now of the New York Knicks in that parade, right? There's this big brolic black girl, right? That was out there woofing. Yo, who won smoke? She ran up to some white boys, white men, right? Started punching on them. Started punching on these random white dudes. The police saw her,
She didn't do anything.
grabbed her, and was like, yo, what are you doing? She bowled up on the police.
I believe it.
They let her go, right?
Bro.
And then she walked off and was like, this is my city. This is my city.
Shit, it is, apparently.
Right? She beat up some white dudes. The police saw her do it from start to finish, grabbed her, let her go, and she walked off saying, this is my city. This is my city. If that ain't black privilege, I don't know what is. She
Look,
punched on some innocent white dudes that wasn't doing nothing but standing up.
but this is what I'm saying. This is what, when I see shit like what I saw with my sister, you cannot convince me that our country is racist. I
know
saw
it's not.
a black woman fight a cop, a deputy, in the courthouse. The jail is right inside the courthouse, right underneath. 14 cops. If they need 14 deputies, that means you really putting up a fight. You fighting hard. If they need these grown ass men against a woman, right? They let her walk out that courtroom like she didn't even do nothing wrong.
Family, I travel
Is that
the world.
racism? I just called my brother to confirm it. So y'all call me a liar, but my brother literally just answered the phone and confirmed everything I said before I even said anything.
The white American man is the nicest white man on the planet.
The voice, you 100% right. My mom is an idiot because my mom is the one who trained them to be that way. Look, I'm not going to argue with you. My mother taught them to be entitled like that. And that's why they can't keep a man. That's why they got multiple baby daddies. And I see their baby daddies and I say, I understand totally why you didn't stick around with this chick. Because if they willing to fight the cops, what you think they doing in the house with their baby daddy? They baby daddies got the hell out of there. Hell no, I ain't dealing with that.
If anybody has any question on the nature of the black woman in America, just watch police body cam footage, right? The police have the ability and the legal authority to take your life, take your freedom, to physically assault you. And when the police show up, black women have no regard for police whatsoever.
No respect for authority, not for their husbands, their boyfriends, or the police.
Exactly. So how you think a black man is going to control a black woman when a man who has the legal authority of the state to take your freedom and take your life can't control you? I can't even put my hands on you.
And then say, they just want to marry a white girl. You damn right. Shit, we ain't got to deal with this from the white girls. Like, and I'm not married to a white woman, right? But what I'm saying is, when you have a person or a group of people in America who are basically immune from being held accountable, even by law enforcement, all you can do is get away from that group of people because your word and your ability to defend yourself against their violence and ignorance is non-existent.
And the problem is 66% of our children are being raised by that unaccountable person. So it's bad enough that the black woman has this mindset, but that mindset permeates to your children. So Karmelo Anthony, did you see the video of Karmelo Anthony actually getting arrested? Right? You hear him, he put his hands on me. The nigga sounding like a battered wife. He put his hands on me. He put his hands on me. What the fuck that got to do with anything, man? That's what a woman would do.
Sound just like something a woman would say.
Yeah,
when
a woman is getting arrested for going overboard, running a nigga over with a car or stabbing a nigga some shit, right? That's what she's trying to justify it by saying, "Oh, he did something to me," right? This man just stabbed somebody in the chest. And he's talking about something. He put his hands on me.
Hey, let me tell you something. When I was a kid, bro. And we getting into Traumaville right here, bro. I ain't even told. Like you've been around. You've been knowing about my channel for a minute, bro. But look, I done seen some shit, bro. I saw a black woman run a nigga over with a car, like her boyfriend, in front of her, hit him with the car. The nigga popped up in the air.
What up?
Hey, Jabbar.
What?
You remember when Doughboy, when that girl hit that nigga Doughboy with that car and he flew up in the air and hit the ground and his body bust open?
Yeah.
You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Hey, I was just telling my friend, a bitch will kill you in cold blood, bro. Black woman murder you with her car and won't even feel no remorse about it.
When you called me the other day, I was driving through Texas, so I couldn't answer the phone.
You good?
I'm back in Texas. I just landed in Texas right now.
You need to come out here so we go eat again, because I got a couple spots to take you.
I was just telling my little friend from Texas that I'm taking her to Long Beach.
You do that. We gonna take her to eat.
Yeah,
2-man. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, but bro, dude, I got some traumatic shit that I saw, bro, like in my life, bro. I saw a dude get hit by his girl with a car, pop up in the air. This was a big dude. We called him Doughboy. He was a big big dude. He flew in the air, hit the ground, his body bust open. We tried to like put pressure on him, but the blood was just pouring out of his sides. That girl is out of jail to this day. She walking around Long Beach.
Family, there's a video of a girl. I want to say they was in Ohio. I think they was in Ohio. She was fighting her sister. This girl was fighting with her sister, right? Her boyfriend was trying to break it up. They didn't want to stop fighting. So the guy walks home. He's like, man, fuck this. I'm walking home. So as he's walking home, the girl leaves her sister's house, sees the boyfriend walking down the street, goes up on the sidewalk, hit him with the car, kill him. Right?
I believe it.
When she goes down to the station, she tells the police. Matter of fact, yeah, it wasn't Ohio, Cincinnati. She tells the police that he jumped in front of the car. Mind you, the crazy part of it all, she was not fighting with him. Right. She was fighting with her sister, and he was
got
just
mad at him for trying to break it up. Yeah, man.
He was just trying to break it up, and he was like, "Man, y'all crazy. I'm going home." And he started walking home, and she jumped on the sidewalk, killed him with the car, pinned the nigga under the car, and then when the police came, she said he jumped in front of the car.
No,
and guess
100.
what? They only gave us 7 years.
Of course. And so when we say what we say about people like Karmelo, what you got to understand is we have experiences with our own community where we've seen this type of violence play out and people not be held accountable. And as you get older, you just say, why are we still dealing with shit like this? So when you see this kind of stuff, you kind of like, bro, this guy didn't have to do that. Bro, I'm telling you, like, and then people in the comments, stop lying. See, because a lot of black folks ain't never experienced no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So they don't believe it's true.
Man,
but
they experience it. All black people. Listen, we all black. We all experience the same shit. This is not isolated, right?
No, it's not. These are not isolated
incidents. If you grew up in St.
incidents.
Louis, if you grew up in Houston, New Orleans, you've seen crazy, bitter black baby mamas going crazy in the black community. The reason why the black community is the way it is because of the mental mind state of the black woman.
No, seriously.
The black woman is in control of the black community. So what you see today is the mirror image of the black woman mentality.
Hyper emotional leader of the black community, which is training our sons and our daughters to be hyper emotional and to lash out against people with no thought to what the consequences are going to be. But LA Barrett, man, thank you for carrying the load with me on this show, man. You held it down, bro. Appreciate it.
No problem, man.
All right, thank you for coming up. Hey, guys, look, blessings to every single person who watched this stream. It don't matter what these motherfuckers say. We are going to get our country back to being a place that is a country that is built on law and order. Thank God for gentrification, all that, because we are improving this country one day at a time. We're improving it to make it a safe, prosperous place for our children. These people are enemies of progress, prosperity, and peace. The 3 Ps: progress, prosperity, and peace. And they will do anything to disrupt us as we try to make those 3 Ps an everyday reality for the people who live in America. But we're not going to let them. You got to stand up to these black folks. You got to. There's a man named Les Brown who says this: you must be willing to do the things today that others will not do, to have the things tomorrow that others will not have. The people who are unwilling to do what it takes to have the things they want to wait for you to do it so they could steal it from you. And if you won't give it to them, they'll take your life. And if they're too cowardly to take your life, they'll have a bunch of degenerate children who will then take your life. Don't let it happen. Don't let it be you. Thank you so much for watching this stream. Till the next time, take care of yourselves. But most importantly, please take care of each other. Peace.